You, I've seen co-hosts before, but I'm literally looking on here. The only thing that says beside that is it says, hold on.
Jessica, go into her name,
Mhm.
go into her name,
I've seen co-hosts before, but
and
I'm literally
you
looking
have
on
to
here.
you have to
The
go
thing
into
that's
her
beside that
name on the
is
chat, and you're
it's
gonna have to right click, and it'll give you the option to make her the co-host.
That's exactly right.
Thank
I'm
you.
literally looking at that though. I'm in her name and it says mute, ask to start video, make host, rename, put in waiting room, hide non-video participants, remove and report. That's it.
Uh-oh.
Did you just say make co-host?
No.
Now there may be more options too now.
Well, it's okay. We'll do it for next time because I want to go ahead and start on time because I have a call directly after this one. So we'll
Okay.
figure it out for next week, Denise.
Okay.
But
All
thank
right.
you so much for being willing to be my co-host, girl. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And remember to turn off your annotation.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. So, actually, before I do turn off my annotation, it is something that I want to go over with one of my students. Her name is Faith, and she is actually one of my best students. Well, I would say one of my hardest working graduates. I would say that, but she posted something that she was backtesting earlier this past week, like previous trades and stuff like that. And that's just something anybody that's just getting into trading, anybody that has been trading for a while, and anybody who, like, let's say you've been trading, but you don't necessarily have the confidence. That is what backtesting is for. And I think a lot of people really, really, really like minimize that. But that is what gives you your confidence to place your larger positions. Like, if you don't have confidence, you can't be successful at this, right? So your back testing puts you in a position when you see something happen over and over and over and over and over again. At that point, now you have the confidence to place those larger positions. And then, of course, you scale your positions. You're consistently compounding your account. And ultimately, that is how you win. So Faith was going over, you guys know I only typically trade GJGU. I'll mark up EJEU for you guys and gold. But a lot of my students, like, they don't just trade what I trade. They have the ability to pick whatever pairs they want in the course. So she does GA a lot, like very, very often. So she's about to walk out through this back test. All right. And it's actually like live trades that have been taking. But I wanted her to share it just because a lot of people get confused by the notes or don't necessarily know how to backtest properly. And if you've been following me for a long time or watch the YouTube or whatever the case may be, you guys will kind of see my style and be able to basically monetize off of it. So Faith, are you on here yet? Faith?
Yeah, I'm here, sis.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
All right. So go ahead and share your screen. And while she's doing that, if you guys are brand new, can you please put it in the chat that you're new? Because I just want to see, like, sometimes I want to make sure my verbiage is not too like fast for everybody that's on here. I know I have a lot of experienced people, so I also have to kind of like make sure I am accommodating everybody. All right, perfect. All right, Faith, take it away, and then we will go straight into the charts. And if you guys aren't talking, can you please put your microphones on mute?
Can you see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So pretty much how I backtest is the same way how I approach it, the same way how I would approach it if I was looking at like the live market. And so the first thing, like the two things, most important things that I learned about technicals is the first thing is know the trend. So when I seen this, the first thing, hold on, how do I annotate? The first thing I seen was this uptrend structure, and also knowing the difference between major and minor. Like if you hop on these calls, you'll hear her say over and over, you have to know the difference between major structure and minor. So the first thing I seen was this major 1 hour structure. And so once I seen that, I drew my fib on there. So point A to point B, price went to TP2, which is negative 61.8 right here. And all the students know that negative 61.8 or negative 61.8 is the reversal. So typically when price gets there on major structure, it's going to reverse. And that brings me to the second most important thing. Not only do you have to know the trend, you have to know where you are in the trend. So just because like this is an uptrend doesn't mean you just hop in whenever, because you can literally blow your account hopping in at the wrong time, not knowing like where you are in the trend, if that makes sense. So when price got to this TP2 area up here, which is this whole area, I was looking for sales. Even though the overall structure is an uptrend, I was looking for sales because price, that's where price, is supposed to reverse at. So once, if you're new on here, we use fibs for everything, and we use trend lines for everything. Trend line, breaking, retest, and fibs. That's pretty much the sauce. So that's the sauce. So I drew this trend line, this bullish trend line right here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
It's just 0.1, 0.2, and then draw it into the future. And once that trend line broke, I started looking for my retest. Now this first trade, let me see. Hold on, let me annotate. This first trade broke my trend line and then retested right here. And that was the entry for this first trade that you see here. And that dropped 100 pips. But it didn't drop all the way because it respected this little demand area right here. So boom, it dropped there, respected that demand area, and then came back up for a second retest. Now, when I said know the difference between minor and major structure, when price got right here, when price got right here, it was so many reasons to sell. The first reason is, like I said earlier, we're at this overall structure TP2 area, which means reversal. Also, we were at TP2 on minor structure. I'm about to draw it. This fib, y'all probably can't see the fib, but it's a fib here from point A to point B. It pulled back to point C, and it hit this TP2, which is right here in green. TP2.
Zoom in.
Zoom in?
Yeah, zoom in so we can see it closer.
Okay.
Oh my God, why do you sound just like me though?
TP2 right here. I'm gonna make the fib bold so y'all can see it. So this was a TP2 right there. This green TP2 right here. So the first reason is we're at over major structure TP2. We're also at minor structure TP2. And now we have a double top at this supply and demand zone right here. This is a double top, 1, 2. And also it's the second retest of this trend line. One thing that I definitely learned from losing trades is that not losing trades, but not taking trades, is that price can always retest a trend line more than once. So this was the first retest. And then, this was the first retest. This is the second retest. It can always retest more than once. So that second retest, boom, it dropped back to the demand zone, or back to the demand zone.
Can I ask a question real quick, Faith? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's something that I was also struggling with too, like remembering that a trend line can be retested more than once.
Facts.
How do you avoid like getting stopped out in that situation?
Girl, you can't avoid it. If price isn't ready, it's just not ready. But you see, if it's not ready, it's just not ready.
Got it. So you kind of just take the L and move forward.
Yeah, and honestly, like it's patience, because you see here, you see this entry right here.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have had patience to wait for this, you know that you would have better stops because then you can put your stops above the previous high right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
Wait,
that's probably something you should consider too, that it can go up to that.
wait, hold on, time out. We was
Huh.
doing good. Now I gotta bring y'all in for a second.
what?
Okay?
My
First
bad.
off, at this area, okay, we are at a strong level of what?
What area?
This area, this whole area here. So at the supply and demand zone,
Resistance.
we at a
Mm.
strong level of, okay, so we're at a strong level of consolidation.
Consolidation.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when Faith just said, if price not ready, it's not ready. When you have strong areas of consolidation, we are very, very aware in those areas, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, which I don't want to, I don't like, okay, students, dang, y'all making me give out too much sauce right here. But
Sorry,
the first
homegirl.
reason that you know that this is not the only entry, the reason you know it's pulling back further is where did this go to? You don't have to say what it means, but you know what it means. What
Yeah.
does it mean?
Okay.
Reversal.
Just I have a question.
Wait, hold on one second. Let the students answer the question real quick. So if this goes from point A to point B, then pulls back here, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If this goes past this area, where do you know that that's going to?
TP2.
Yeah, that means it
Could be
pulls
two.
back further to
Okay,
50.
which means what?
DP2.
Reversal.
Yes, but we know that it needs to reach our TP2 because of how far price pulled back.
Yeah.
Because once it passes the 50%, yeah, that's when we know that it will go to TP2.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, Chanel, you wasn't supposed to say that out loud, but yes. Okay,
All
so
right.
let's make sure.
It's your
Make
past
sure.
videos.
Okay,
Make sure
Jess.
when y'all breaking down that y'all give the whole story so people not confused. Okay.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So one more question. So when price gets to your reversal point, would you wait for the demand zone to be broken to confirm your break of structure before you take an entry for short?
Not my zone, because zones, just like Faith just said, you have to make sure price is like, when you talk about those confirmation, a zone, you see how this came into this zone, it surpassed the zone. A zone is just a range. So I don't look at zones for my areas of breaks and resets at all. I literally have support and resistance areas, or I have those trend line breaks and resets. But I also have multiple confluences telling me why something, right? So when Faith just said, okay, well, multiple reasons, right? So when Faith just said, okay, well, this is that first entry. Mind you, this first entry, which is the minor structure that she was just talking about, just fell for 100 pips right here. So this is
Yeah.
100 pip trade right here. So something that I think a lot of people kind of confuse themselves about when it comes to trading is they try to catch this whole trend here, which is good, yes, if you have multiple entries, but you have to know how to scale your entries. So for instance, if I take this first entry here and I go up 100 pips and then I give the market back 90 pips of my trade, then does that make sense? No. So what I want to do is be able to scale in on multiple entries so that on these pullbacks, I can place another position for that next move of that trade. So when she said here, this was a previous support and resistance area, when you understand that you're at a level of consolidation, you know price just isn't going to fall like that. So when we talk about like the big truck at the monthly and the weekly areas, and we talk about it being like a 18-wheeler truck at a red light, when a truck stops at a red light, it takes forever for it to actually stop. When it starts, it takes forever for it to actually gain the momentum to push away from that area. When a truck starts at a red light, or when the light turns green and it drives, it takes like a long time for it to gain the momentum to push away from that red light. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Appreciate.
So in your
'Cause I-
structure,
Okay,
so
because
in
I
your
was looking.
structure,
Okay, because
no,
I was
go
looking
ahead.
at this some support here, turn resistance, and would I say this is a break of structure?
Oh yeah, she didn't get there yet. We
Okay.
yeah,
All
let
right.
her finish the story.
I'm
I
gonna
just had
finish
to I just had to intervene on the left
Oh,
side of this picture while Cassie and Faith were talking about this whole like, okay, getting in and knowing where on the trend line to get in. So like Faith just said, where she talked about, okay, how do I like where inside of the trend am I? You always have to know where inside of structure you are also. So those heavy areas of support and resistance are very, very important also.
that's
Okay,
great.
go ahead, Faith.
Okay, so yeah, this was a nice entry because it was TP2 of minor structure. This fib, we're still in that TP2 or TP2 of major structure, and we're at the very top of the supply zone. So that's gonna fall for a fact. So this trade went for 171 pips, boom, boom. It went back to the demand zone. It came back up, but when it came back up, it formed a lower high right here. And mind you, we're still looking for that overall sell because we still are at that major structure TP2. So when price came here and it failed to break this high, which at this point, this is the highest high, right? So when price came here and failed to break this high, making a lower high, that's when I drew my new fib. I'm about to make it bold. This fib right here. Oh God, that looks so. I hope you're not confused, but
No. Hide the minor structure fib. So this is so crazy because now y'all see how I be feeling when I be trying to.
Okay,
Be like, wait.
Yeah, let me hide this one.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I don't even know. I'm gonna just delete it. Oop. Hold on.
Maybe use the object tree if you can.
I'm not doing all that. Anyways, y'all can see it.
No, delete this one. Delete the one to the left, the one that you already explained.
This one.
Yeah.
All you got to do is click the three dots on the side and it'll give you an option to hide.
But then it'd just be so many options, sis. Okay, so then that's when I drew this fib, point A to point B, point C. This is a lower high than the previous high. And we're still looking for sells. So then, like I said, we use trend lines for everything. I do this bullish trend line right here, and all you do is just wait for it to break. And her students know that this is my favorite trade, actually, my favorite setup. It's the green box.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Green box,
Okay,
red box.
if you know, you know. So when that lines up with a trend line break and retest, that's my favorite trade to get in. How do I move this?
Oh, is that mine? Is that me on you?
I moved it already. So yeah, price broke and retested the trend line, and then right here. And that's when I took this break and retest right here. Break, retest. And this is a minor structure sell that went there for probably 100 pips or more. Let me see.
Nice.
131. So yeah, that's how I backtest. And then yeah. That's pretty much it.
Gracias, Faith. Gracias.
So let me just highlight my baby real quick because she passed her funded talent challenge in like it was 2 weeks. All right. And then funded talent sucks because they shut down right when she's passed for, was it $100,000 account or 250?
100.
Okay, well, she passed it in 2 weeks, so I still give her love for that. So congratulate her, even though they just shut down and now she got to go with another company, but she still deserves all the praise because she worked super hard.
It's okay. It's okay because I got a new one, and my gold trade that I caught last week for 300 pips got me up on the new one. So I'm about to pass that one hopefully this week.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wait, when did you start the other one? Am I tripping?
No, last week was the first week, and then that's when I yeah.
Well, you better pass 2 challenges back to back in 2 weeks, honey. Okay.
Does that mean they give you $100,000 to?
No, this one is 200K.
So they give you 200K to invest with?
Yeah, it was this cell right here that I caught.
Go ahead and break that down while we at it, sis.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
literally the same thing, like
$3.
deadlines for everything. So
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Can I just interrupt you really quickly? Because I swear I did not know you started this.
I just started on Monday. So
You said what?
I just started last Monday. So this is gonna be today is the second week.
But do y'all see that consistency though? Like it's her second week and she about to pass it this week and she passed the last one in 2 weeks. And even though the company shut down, they couldn't stop my boo. Okay. You better.
So I drew this fib, and just like the trade was just talking about, point A to point B. Let me see, where is it at actually? Point A to point B. You see how we were at major structure, TP2? It's literally the same. And once you backtest a lot, like I backtest every day, your eyes, it's like training your eyes. You know how you work out to train your body? You backtest to train your eyes. So this was a TP2 major structure. We're looking for reversals. I drew my little trend line like this. And I feel like a lot of the students caught this trade. So how simple is that? Break, retest, 300 pips. That's it, really. And this is a little minor structure, green box, blue box, red box.
Hey, Faith.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how many hours do you backtest per day?
I just make sure that I take at least 3 trades. I don't really time it, but usually after you take 3 trades, it's over an hour or 2 hours.
But also it's understanding like how to backtest too, because this is the thing, like my entire course is backtesting. So that's the first thing. The entire course is backtesting, like the whole thing. And all the homework is 100% backtesting. But this is the thing about it, like you got to know how to backtest, because it's the thing. So many people study for so many hours in trading, hours upon hours upon hours. And if you don't understand like the market, then you just, not to say wasting your time, but it's kind of like you just, you know, it's like people study so much different things that isn't necessarily applicable to I don't know how to say that, but y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Hey,
So
Jessica.
Faith, how long have you been learning, Faith?
How long what?
How long have you been learning?
Like from Jess or just in general?
Yeah, like from Jess, yeah.
We started in, oh my God, what are you doing? We started in April, I want to say, and I graduated in July, on July 4th, Sunday. It was a Sunday. So since April.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jessica, I got a quick question for you. So there's 2 types of things on your course. I think one of them is the automated course and the other one's the 12-week. When are you going to start your 12-week again? Or are you going to start it again is my question.
Yeah, I am. I actually always take students, but that one is just, the problem is that like I did the automated because there were so many people on a waiting list and I'm just one person. So I take students all the time for the 12-week course, but they're from these calls. Like I just give out my email, and then once people write me an email, like my course structure is already out. So I just make sure people listen and know how the course is run. And then from there, I just accept people, but I accept them from those emails just because I stopped taking people from the wait list on the website, just because it's a whole bunch of people from Instagram. And I don't like people that want fast money, because that's not what trading is. Like it's a skill set that's acquired first. So it's just like, I only take people from these Sunday calls. That's it.
But Jessica, we've sent you
people that I know
I'm sorry.
are dedicated.
Real quick question. So if we sent you an email from this call, do you know, do we need to wait for a response, or do we just assume you grabbed it and put it on?
Oh yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying. Like I say all the time on the calls, like if you send me an email about wanting to be a student, like once I get to you, then I give you a call.
Oh,
But
okay.
about because there's so many, like I be responding to people back to back, but then I feel like the people that just hop on the Sunday calls know, like, okay, once you send me an email, I got you. Just like we gotta wait for some people to graduate. But I do have 2 groups that graduate. Actually, speaking of, one second, I'm about to name a name because these were the last people of September. Hold on. And then I'm gonna get back to this, and then we can talk about the rest once I stop recording. But it is a Levine, no, Amethyst, Baraka, no, not Lasabre, Patrick, Tabria. All y'all emails didn't have no phone number. So go back and do y'all's phone number on there because I can't contact you if you don't leave a number. So those y'all were the people who on this call, that y'all were the rest of the people from like that August, September group. So make sure y'all, please, anybody that emails me, please put your phone number because once I get to you, I need to be able to have a way to reach you.
I think I emailed you.
Everybody else, as far as like this call, I do want to just say, if you're super new to me, it is like extremely hard to get everybody. That's why I created the automated course. The automated course is really everything in my course. It really is. It's just 2 assignments that are different just because, that is like, it's something that I can't really teach in videos. It's 2 assignments that's different, but everything else is exactly the same. You will 100% be able to make money from that course, but you have to make sure that you like just do the homework. Like I give you guys the homework that's in it, but you have to make sure you do it. That's the one thing that's different. Like with my students, I'm right in front of their face to literally make sure that they are doing their homework and then checking it. Y'all are on y'all's own with the homework, but if you do the work, like Faith said, the entire course is training your eyes. Once you train your eyes, like I can't give you my eyes to see what I see at all. Like it's not possible. You have to be able to see what I see from the work that I'm giving you. And that is literally what's going to train your eyes so that you can be successful at this. Faith, congratulations. Great job. I'm super proud of you. And like, everything is consistency. The reason I say she's one of my hardest working students is because like I don't even have to, even after the course, she just like stays back testing, and that's what's literally gonna make you money. Like that's it. It's just the same thing over and over and over. I didn't give her nothing different than I give the rest of my students. Y'all heard from Uriel last week. He actually is getting $250,000 in his funding too, but I'm not gonna tell too much of his story just because I'm gonna let him tell it when he's ready. Okay. But I'm super proud of him also. But like, it's just, I feel like, and I always feel like this, like there's enough money for everybody to go around. Like when it comes to trading, money is limitless. And that's why I do these calls every Sunday. It's my give back day to the world. Like once you learn this skill set, you will have it forever. And this skills, like trading, changed my entire freaking life. That's all I can say. And I would not be the person that I am without it. Like, I don't know who I would be if it wasn't for this, because this helped me to help so many people, family, friends, the world. Is just that. Faith, you still sharing your screen. I don't know if you know that, but
I know. I didn't
we appreciate you, Jess. I missed the Zoom call for the new students on Monday. I just got the course a couple of days ago.
Oh, hop on this Monday. It's another one tomorrow.
All right, bet. Okay.
Okay.
Where's that link at? Same group chat?
Yeah, well, I sent y'all an announcement earlier, so it's the same link as well, I sent y'all the announcement. Look at it so y'all know that link.
In Telegram, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No, not Telegram. No, and y'all's like
email.
Signed up.
It should have went to your email.
Yeah, if you signed up for the course, it should have gone to your email.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so y'all have access to these, and then literally for like the next month, anybody that signs up for that automated course, I'm gonna give like a walkthrough with it. I added all of the homework assignments that my students do have into it, so y'all have that, and then like these little that course though, if anybody is just brand new and don't know about it, that course I did an automated course just because again I knew I had so many people on the wait list and just people would be wanting to know like, okay, when are you gonna get to me? And again, like my thing is the students that I have in front of my face, it's a disservice for me to take a whole bunch of students at once because that's not fair to them in their process. So I like it really does suck, and I'm working on training people so they can help me teach, but then it's like also I know nobody can teach like me, like certain people like Faith, like I'm trying to like work on how I can expand this, but my skill set literally comes from like years of pain and losing money and crying and like losing $100,000 and freaking out. Like that is where this entire course stems from. And so it's just like the way that I teach it and everything is like, I don't want this to be no mainstream thing where somebody can just, what makes the course special is me, if that makes sense. So that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the charts. Faith, actually, girl, you doing good. You're doing good. So you wanna run down what's gonna happen with GJ? Look, because the market, her markup's looking just like mine.
Wait, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I've been watching your videos, and my chart looks just like this. I am not gonna cap right now. It looks just like this, just from studying your video.
Well, thank you so much. And that's the thing, like that's the most beautiful thing about it. I think that people like this again is my give back day to the world. Like if you hop on these Sunday night calls like consistently, you can make money. Omar made $10,000 from these Sunday calls and then paid for my course with the money that he made just from being consistent on these calls. Like y'all see the trades live, y'all see it week after week, y'all see them play out. Like it's so sad. And for any of you guys that saw that Earn Your Leisure interview that I did, it's so sad that people just look at this industry as like this big like scam or this big like just I don't know. It just really sucks because it's like when you see the power that's inside of it, when you see all of these billionaire investors that are consistently profitable, it's just a whole different side to it that people just don't understand. So like another reason why I do these calls every week for free and so that you guys can see it, so that you see the consistency in front of your face and you see it play out week after week. Now, once you understand the market and you literally work on your psychology to where like you don't have fear of the markets and you're able to think like an investor and you're able to add in different economic factors with what's actually occurring in the market, like you are unstoppable. Like literally in my entire life, nothing can stop me but God. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you have that sort of power and understand, like you just exude this type of energy where it's like you're unfuckwithable. Excuse my language, but can't nobody mess with you, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, okay. So,
Quick question about the charts.
uh-huh.
So, just trying to get an understanding, like major and minor structure, not too deep or nothing like that, but like major structure is like based off, it's not really off the time frames, it's more of like the overall move, right?
Major structure is the overall move that's going to happen for the week that I give out to y'all. And minor structure is the right now money. So y'all remember last week when I broke down that little GU trade on that little video, and I was like, well, earlier last week we were actually, let me just share my screen and I'm going to share what I'm talking about. And I'm going to do annotation also so that this isn't like super confusing for you guys.
Major, is minor.
Thank you. She just made it simple, but that's pretty much it. What's on her chart right now?
Minor is the blue.
Minor is what's
So,
happening inside of
So minor structure is just like the pullbacks off of like the major overall move.
Yeah.
Minor structures are the trends inside of the overall trend.
So even though like it's bullish overall, you can't just hop in like right here. You have to wait through all this drawdown before you. So why not just
All right, Faith, look, you want to roll this. You want to roll, baby girl. Do you want to share your markups for the week? Like,
I didn't mark up. That's what I was doing just now. So yeah, you got it.
So what time frame are you dropping to see the minor structure?
all of them. But minor structures really 30 and 15, majors more so 4 hour 30. I mean 4 hour one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hey,
No
Jessica.
Mhm.
After I sent you an email and my phone number on the chat, and my question is when should we expect to hear from you?
For what? For one-on-one?
No, not one-on-one. I guess I don't need to hear from you then. All right. I thought, if you just sent it, you would contact us irregardless, but if
For
that's the
what
case.
though?
About the course, I guess.
Oh, what you want to know?
Well, I've used a lot of courses in the past, and one of them that I really kind of committed to, I think back in 2016, it just didn't work anymore simply because it was technicals, and it stopped working just because the market got really, really volatile.
But was it based off of a strategy?
Well, it was trading on the 5-minute chart on the NASDAQ 100. And NASDAQ just got crazy. I was doing trend lines, double top, double bottoms, horizontal resistance, support and resistance, all that stuff. And, the market moved really slow back then. And now I don't know, since 2016, it just kind of failed.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking like more structural trading, kind of like what you're doing. I use all these different things. It's funny, but I just need to learn your formula, how you put it all together. Like I'm strong with fib. I'm strong with how Faith was drawing those structural lines and the major moves and the minor moves. I got all that down. So.
Well, if you got all that down, friend, you should get it.
I know.
So,
It's like
I don't trade strategies. I just trade structure. So strategies will always fail you. And even when the reason I just said I know you trade a strategy is because if you were only trading on the 5-minute, that's definitely a strategy. Like structure is not, you can't put it in a box. It's not a one thing. It's not an end-all thing. It's like you have to understand the overall concept of so many things working together. So the course is like a cake. It's like every single session is a different ingredient, and it teaches you how to understand each concept very thoroughly so that by the time you graduate, you put it all together, but you have to be able to see every single thing individually before you combine it. So it's like very, very detailed and in-depth. And it just trains your eyes, like they said, like it's just training your eyes. Like I can't even explain how I see certain things. I just see it, and you know that you know that you know. Like when I say that confidence or that continuous backtesting, but again, the course is backtesting, but that continuous backtesting is literally what gives you your confidence in your trades to place your larger positions. But it's 100% consistency.
All right, so my thing is I guess putting it all together, because I mean, I can draw clean trend lines.
You gotta take the course for that.
Exactly. That's why I'm here. Because I noticed like when Faith was talking, she was pointing out like certain points like -27 as kind of like a setup spot. Or I was like, you guys are using kind of those as like confluences to say, all right, maybe we can trade this minor structure or this minor move, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, why are you guys using 61.8 and -27 as pivot points?
No, we don't do pivot points, but it's all, like you said, it's all confluences. It's multiple things that just add up to give us our confirmations as to why we're taking what we're taking and when we're taking it. Okay. So, but everybody like on that list will get like hit back, but that's the thing. That's why I always just say it on this call, just so everybody's aware, because it's like if I just email back, hey, like I don't have an opening right now. That's why usually the people that send me an email, they always on these calls, so I just say it all the time, like, hey, when I have an opening, I literally contact people. I will say that one-on-one, I mean the automated course, a lot of them asked me last week if it was a way in which they can just pay the difference and then be able to just have their homework check and stuff like that. I'm leaning towards that, but I'm just trying to figure out the structure of how that's going to be done, because that is just like a lot of people. But if they already have the material, then it's going to be easier for me to structure it in that way.
Okay, and so I guess my last question, I'm sorry taking up all your time, everybody else, but my last question is how long do you recommend to take the automated courses? Should we
It's
take
12
12
weeks.
weeks?
Oh, no, it's inside of there. Yeah, it's definitely 12 weeks. It's still 12 weeks. You should spend literally a week long on every assignment.
Got you.
Actually, that's 10 weeks. It's 10 weeks in that course. Two
And
of
then,
the assignments that my one-on-one students have is not in there just because it's no way to teach that via video.
and then we get access to your Facebook, and then people know that we graduated and all that other stuff.
All my private students have a Telegram, but my manager is making a Facebook for the people who have the automated course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So so also I'm gonna talk more about it. Let me finish this little learning thing real quick. Because again, I do have a call at actually time is flying. Oh my God. I got a call at 9:30. So I'm about to run through this real quick. Okay, so real quick, I did a fundamental video and broke down a whole bunch of different things last week and I put it in the chat. As soon as I broke that down, literally, I was expecting a GU by I think I broke it down going into Wednesday. It was going into Wednesday. I was expecting the GU buy. Remember our gold, our GJ had played out immediately after Sunday night call last week. Our GJ was already starting to play out on the call. Remember I said everything for the week I had an overall sell for in regards to GJ and GU anyways. Remember we had EU for that minor structure buy. If any of you guys didn't see that fundamental video, all of those trades are in there. So just go through the Telegram and like go through and watch it. Fundamental analysis, just for people that are new, is just why things are happening. So fundamental analysis is the news, technical analysis is the actual technicals and what you see on these charts right here. I have some friends that are fundamental only traders that are great traders, even though I don't understand how they do that because I do feel like entries are very, very important. And I don't feel like you can get a perfect entry just by understanding fundamental analysis. However, I have some friends that are also technical traders. A lot of you guys know my best friend, Philip. He's a great trader. His win ratio is literally 96%. I know it's in the 90s. I don't know. Philip, you on here? Philip? Okay, guess he's not. But his win ratio is in the 90s. And basically, like, he's a technical only trader. He don't understand fundamentals. He don't trade them. He don't care about knowing them. I'm the type of person, like, I just feel like you should be 100% thorough in your craft. And then when you understand fundamentals, it gives you confirmation to stay in your trades. So some people, they might have hesitation or they have anxiety, especially people that first start out trading. You place those trades and then you have anxiety, like if you see a little bit of consolidation first or whatever the case may be, and then you don't stay in your position. But if you have the fundamental to alignment to back up like what it is that you see physically in these technicals, you have the confirmation to place larger positions, stay in your trades, so forth and so on. So last week, remember I told you guys, like, wait until this finished diverging, because remember, divergence can happen for as long as it wants to. And basically what that is ascendant and descending channels. The RSI is the only indicator I will ever use, and it's basically just to show me divergence. I don't really use the RSI as a lot of people in the sense of, oh, it's oversold, overbought, because sometimes you can have stuff that's overbought and then keep buying. Like, I don't really use it from that perspective. I just look at it to indicate divergence. So here we had this divergence. This was the Wednesday before, well, when that video dropped, we had divergence here. Then we had this going up here. All right. So again, divergence is just two things doing the opposite. So we had this going down, this going up right here. And then remember, I told you guys, look for this to hit this this little supply and demand zone. So my first TP was, I think it was like this previous area. Yeah, because this was this -27, -61.8. This is a minor structure though. And then we had that overall sell. And remember, there was so much news. It was a lot of volatility that was expected last week in the market. So remember I told you guys that I think that actual Wednesday, I can't remember exactly which day, but it was one day in which I told you guys that policymakers were literally facing like a surge in inflation regarding the Bank of England, right? So
yes, it was Wednesday morning.
Yeah. So that was Wednesday. And then we had, of course, non-farm payroll. Also Wednesday, we had the Feds. We had Feds also. We had Fed news regarding the Federal Reserve open market. There was so much news last week, even this week. This week is going to be way, way quieter than last week, though. Last week, it was just so much volatility between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like Wednesday, also, we had, what was it? We had PMI, we had crude oil. We had a whole bunch of news last week. But the main ones that I was looking at was literally the first one when I was talking about the whole Bank of England thing, the Feds on Wednesday, which was literally these entire moves. And then Friday, of course, non-farm payroll. I think everybody should always trade that, especially when you understand the market. And then, also Wednesday, we had unemployment rates and we had interest rates decision regarding the Feds for America, not the Feds for the UK. Okay, so anyways, there was a whole bunch of volatility that occurred last week. Where we ended up here, literally all those overall sales. So remember I told you guys the minor structure moves were the small buys. So this small buy was the minor structure move. But remember, we were looking for the overall move to occur. So this minor structure move, you can get quick little 100 pips out of them, right? Very, very easy money. But the overall moves is the overall trades for the week. So this is our impulse, right? This is our correction. This is our continuation. Just like Faith just showed that little, when somebody just asked her about minor structure and somebody was like, oh, what is that minor structure? This little small move inside of here is your minor structure that you're looking at. And you have to understand them because that is your right now money in comparison to the overall trade, okay? Does that make sense? So all that minor structure did was literally come back to retest this previous area of support. It came back and retested it as resistance before continuing out the completion of this. So here, where we are right now, this is starting to form a flag, but make sure it doesn't form a little double bottom first before pushing up. We can put like, let's say a little minor structure on here. The only thing that I don't like that I want to be aware of is what is this dotted line? You guys.
Weekly.
Weekly level.
Resistance.
So it's weekly. So at that weekly level, y'all know when I'm at these weekly heavy levels, especially when it comes to this group call, I put a message in a group saying I wish everybody, like, for these calls, I have to be particular on the entries when it comes to minor structure because y'all don't know how to read it, right? And minor structure is something it can leave you just like that. So it's like one of them things I can't give ahead of time because you got to be in a moment and see it. So I don't know how many people saw them, like the pictures of the students' minor structure entries, but these entries, like here, I would need to see, let's go here real quick. No, put that back. All right, so we're kind of near we actually are near a weekly foundation level, which means consolidation. I honestly don't expect a whole bunch of movement this week in particular, but look for this to do something like,
Taylor, you don't like the caramel, huh?
Can you mute your microphone, please?
Caramel.
Whoever
you want the cookie potato?
Hey, yo, mute her.
I'm muting now. Let me mute everybody. Okay, great.
We're gonna be ready next week.
Yeah, we are. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are. We need to do actually a little minor Zoom call first. But this gonna do something like this. I kind of like just pulled this out of the woodworks real quick because I'm trying to hurry up. Because again, I'm trying to get y'all as many trades as possible before my Zoom call at 9:30, which is in 8 minutes. But yeah, it's going to do something like this. Just wait for the completion of this little pullback here. Then I have this going to this -27 for this minor structure. But again, this is a weekly level. Weekly levels mean consolidation. So let me show y'all back in the past what I'm talking about. So anytime you're near like these areas of a monthly or a weekly level, y'all see how here this is a monthly at the top, and then we had consolidation all right here. If y'all wondering what I'm talking about, let me annotate.
Is the -27 the TP?
On
that other
whole area here. -27 is a TP1. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. All right. So let's go to GJ real quick. Also, let me look at it real quick. I feel like I'm rushing. I didn't know we was talking so long. And I got stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, this is heavy divergence. This is definitely coming up. This is coming up soon. Let me see something. Look at how beautiful this is, man. It's so crazy. I was in GJ from here and held it all the way to here to this negative 61.8. Then I pulled it here. But anyways, this is such a beautiful trade. Okay, so this ended up playing out from Sunday. Remember, I told you guys like look for the overall sale for the week. So the overall sale for the week was this negative 61.8. Then of course, once we had all that volatility, this happened Wednesday. We had another pullback, and then of course, Thursday, Friday, this was the completion of that. So now look for this to buy. This is in divergence right now, but look for GJ is going to push up. Again, just like I said before, you have to wait for these channels to kind of finish. Look for how price reacts at this trend line here. Like once it pushes up to this level here, look to see if you have some wick exhaustion or rejection. What that basically looks like is if you see some bearish candles forming, you don't see a lot of bullish momentum, you know this trend line isn't going to break right now. If you do see a lot of bullish momentum, look for that break. The retest confirm it. Basically what Faith showed y'all already. That retest is going to confirm it, and then this will push up. First TP I would have is this weekly level right here. But the thing about it is that because I can't tell you how far it's going to pull back until I have a fib to draw on it. Does that make sense? So once this breaks and retests and I have an impulse, then I can like once that impulse happens, I will have a structure to go like, let's say like this. Then at that point, then I would have my TPs or my Fibonacci. And if you guys already purchased the course, you guys know this. The Fibonacci tells me the TPs. Like that is my Fibonacci tell me where to get out of the market. Always. I always know, okay, this is where I'm getting out. And depending on how price reacts at each fib level, that will tell me which fib level take profit I'm looking at as my take profit level. So it's like kind of on some of these because, and you guys already know these, anybody who's been on my Sunday night calls for a while, anytime the market ain't super aggressive on a Friday or let's say there's a lot of structure, like in regards to minor structure, you can know the overall play for the week, but in regards to minor structure, you kind of have to wait until the market gives you more data to analyze to tell you, okay, this is the confirmation for this. So just like Faith says, like we know what's going to happen, but we need our confirmation for what's happening. And then that is literally what makes us place our positions. Does that make sense? Ahead of the week though, fundamentally, what was I gonna say? Ahead of the week, fundamentally, we got U.S. initial jobless claims. I think that's on Wednesday, actually. So watch the DXY to tell you data on EU and GU. This DXY, like literally all these trades be playing out so beautifully. Look at how this perfectly hit this negative 61, then reversed. Y'all see that? Like, it's heaven. And then this hit negative 27 on the backside of this trend line bounce. This is kind of like, let's put a little trend line here. Put that there. Look and see how this reacts. Let's say something like this here before we have like that next move. All right. So that would mean everything inverse to that will basically respond the same way. Gold I have dropping. Look for this to literally hit this negative 61.8 first. And then let's say we put it already ended super impulsive. The only thing, watch this weekly. Like everything is near these weekly levels. But I definitely would say this is gonna fall. All right. I'll put that there. So once it breaks out that channel, look for it to drop down to this little zone right here. Okay. Let me stop this live stream and let me answer these course questions though.